Hello, everybody, and we'd like to welcome you to Insight Signing Show. I have two special guests, and each one of them special in their own right, legends at their schools. The way they work real hard. On my right, I have Tyrone McGriff, first year AD at Florida State University System School. And on my left, I have Earl Hankerson. He's been there so long, I don't even remember. I think I had Afro when he came in. And I want to say thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things I want to say first is about insights. For those of you who want to know why certain schools are featured with the things that we do, for us to be able to show what we do, the games, be on campus, we have to get permission from the administration at that particular school. It has to be something that the principal and the athletic director allow us to do. We started, Rickards was one of the original schools that agreed to let us come on campus and tape, and Florida State was too. It was a different AD, but we've had a good relationship with them. We are able to go on campus and take different games and events, and both of these young men have been very receptive towards us. But also, Leon High was one of them. The only school we lost was Gaston County from the first year to the second year. Corey Fuller left, Reggie Cunningham, the athletic director, left. They had a different administration. They wanted to go in a different direction. But we also added Godby High School this year. Jackie Burkett, Mr. Cole. We have a real good relationship with them. We have Thomasville High, FAMU DRS. So we have 7 schools in all. And we were able to cover signing for everybody except Brooks County. It was our first year with them, and we had a game with them that was our most watched football game that we've ever had. Brooks County and Thomasville High. And in fact, I know you've even worked on trying to schedule Brooks County for the last couple of years. Still trying to work through it. They got a heck of a program when you go down there now.
Great program, great coaching staff as well. And some really good, talented, and competitive kids. Yeah.
They get some.
Academic Student of the Week Award is sponsored by the Woodard Foundation from Miami, Florida. The school selects the high school student with the highest grade point average along with their community service involvement and leadership. The Woodard Foundation is proud to be a part of the recognition given to these outstanding high school students who exemplify what Dr. Woodard stood for.
This is Insight's High School Game of the Week. We're wrapping up football and bringing you a second season of area high school basketball. We have some outstanding young talent in the Panhandle and South Georgia area. Tune in every Saturday night on prime time, 7:30 to 10 on WCTV2, where there will always be some surprise brought to you by Insight. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Insight, INSiiGHTS, Insight.com.
They get support that is almost mind-boggling. I mean, they do almost like a FAMU Bethune-Cookman type pregame with tailgating and closing down the parking lot. You walk down there, you smelling the barbecue and the chicken and the fish fry.
Yeah.
And they're in there and you like, oh my God, where am I? You know, they're a little serious about their football in South Georgia.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that we're doing pretty good in the Big Bend area.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you look at the number of kids that we had signed just this week.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Godby with 20.
Yeah. Over $1 million, I think, in scholarships.
Leave it to an athletic director who's going to have to speak up a little louder like he did when he was playing football. But leave him to right away go to the dollar amount.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So you understand that,
Yes,
huh?
sir.
Okay, the first game, the first signing day, first time was Rickards.
Mm-hmm.
Was that intentional that you go first, or did it just happen that way?
Always. We like to be the first out of the box and out of the blocks, and just to get the excitement of the day going. And we think we put on a pretty good show for our kids, to show them some love and to let them know how much we appreciate the hard work and effort that they put into helping build the program. And so we try to make it a really special atmosphere for them.
Oh, you successful in doing that. You the hype man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a good time. A lot of those guys look for that energy. And it's just fun. It's something fun to do. It gives me an opportunity to allow my personality to show a little bit more as opposed to always being business-like. And so I have a good time doing it. And as long as the kids are going to be receptive to me and we continue to put on a good show for everybody, I'm going to continue to do it.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
There's the camera there. Introduce one of the guys, how you did then. Let them see. I want them to hear it.
DC. Destin Coates. And everybody goes wild, and it's just it's something fun, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's a good time. It's a really good time,
and it shows, and your relationship with the kids and everything. And one of the things that we're doing is we're doing this on live stream, so you can go back and pick it up anytime. But it's also going to be our intro into our show, from showing you what we've done and the audio that we were able to accumulate at these different schools. So exactly what Coach Hankerson said, you'll be able to see it yourself. And on the other hand, we have Coach McGriff Jr., Coach McGriff Jr., because he's following the steps of a legend.
Yes.
And I thought that when I came to FAMU, it was bad when people knew my dad. I didn't know who they were. But it has to be worse for you with your mom, your dad, your grandparents. Your whole family is steeped in tradition.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people say I had it bad, but I think I had it great. Coming to a place, especially like FAMU, and coming to Tallahassee, I moved up here my junior year, and just being receptive by the area, received by the FAMU alumni, FAMU community, and then other people like Coach Hankerson and all those people like that already knew the name. It was easy for me to just jump in and get the ball rolling.
Hello, I'm Lynn County Sheriff Walt McNeil with a reminder: the decisions you make now can impact the rest of your life. One bad decision could lead to trouble. Surround yourself with positive people. Being with the wrong crowd can land you behind bars. And don't make yourself a target. Protect your personal identity, like your social security number and banking information. Your future is as bright as you want it to be. Play hard, but work harder. I'm Sheriff Walt McNeil, and I'm all in.
And in saying that, how did you envision doing your first signing day? Now, you've been there because you're a track coach, and it wasn't like you got plucked off the heat. You kind of came through the system in Florida High, so you had some background. How did you feel going into it?
Honestly, my heart was racing, honestly. For me, academics and giving kids a chance to go into college is extremely important. So a signing ceremony is probably the most important ceremony that we're going to ever have at our school. It's probably the single most important event for an athlete. You know, all those days that you put in, the hundreds of hours of work, ultimately leading up to one day, you know, you get a little nervous because that's so important for them. And if it's important for them, it has to be ultra important for me.
So going in, you had a little nervousness.
Yeah.
And did you tweak it from what had been done in the past? Did you redo it?
Yeah, slightly. And even listening to Coach Hankerson, I wanted to make it a little bit more special for each individual athlete. In the past, we did all the signings all at one time. So I wanted to go one by one to make sure everybody highlight their individual accomplishments, let them introduce their families, introduce the people that were along with them on that ride and on that journey. But we also had a little bit of hype music at the beginning, nothing elaborate, just a war chant, doing different things to incorporate that school spirit.
Okay. And I think both of you, for what your intentions were, did that. Both of them were different. And for me, having attended both of them last 2 years, it's a different feel, but it's a warm feel. And I think that you two personify what you want guests to feel when they come on your campus. They feel warm, they feel accepted, they feel like part of a family, not part of an insider or a media group that's just here. You each take time to speak to people and talk to people. And for the media, that's great. I don't feel like I'm media. So for the other media, it felt great. But tell me, when you look over the year that you spent watching, I think people had this perception athletic directors kind of sit in a tower and watch. But I know for a fact, not many people on campus work harder than the high school athletic director. You remember what you were doing when I first met you?
Yeah, cooking hamburgers and hot dogs.
Cooking frozen hamburgers for football practice. Perspiration coming down everywhere. He had the spatula trying to work them in between the hamburgers. The kids were coming out. He was dealing with a situation at the house, which I love, because there was three of us. Like, man, don't make me have to come home. You better get this straight. You still got to be dad. You still got to be husband. You still got to be an instructor. Still got to be an administrator. You still got all that to do.
Yeah.
And you guys, I see. You know, let me go back to the rookie. I saw you like you came off surgery. You were hurt. You were limping on the field trying to get stuff done. And I've seen Coach Adams when he was there. The AD at Florida High, boy, y'all do everything from ride the bus to sweep the floor.
Yeah, we actually.
Or drive the bus. I'm sorry.
No, we actually do drive the bus.
See?
So, just like Coach Hankerson, our days are long. I think the first 3 days of the week, I already tap into my 40 hours.
Say you already tapped into that.
Yeah, I'm working on overtime at that point if we got paid by the hour. But but you know, we have to do everything. Be there for the kids. For me, I do a lot of our digital marketing, all those things like that, doing the Photoshop and doing all those small things just to get us out there on social media platforms, and then also meeting with parents throughout the day. We have a brand new weight room that we're working on right now. So it's a lot of things that you have to do that a lot of people don't see behind the scenes. So it was, fortunately for me, I had Coach Adams, who's a great friend of mine, came up underneath Mike Hickman, former AD, and then also being able to reach out to ADs around here. And to tell you the truth, I'm probably the king of copy and paste. Meaning, if I see somebody else do something, I'm going to take that. You know, I was listening to Coach Hankerson, and to tell you the truth, I watch a lot of his things, even so much of comparing Twitter accounts, just to see exactly how much we need to do to get ourselves out there. So it's been a lot, but I love it.
Wow, that's pretty impressive what you said. You put me on a train of thought 3 different ways and took it away with something else. But one of the things is that I think that perhaps at some point we may need to do something with athletic directors. Just come over here one day, watch the game, just sit down, have some wings or something. Unofficial, just talk. Yeah. You know, I know that y'all do your own thing, but just be able to grow the profession. And I'm gonna get to you, Coach, with the same question. But one of the things where I was going was how you live and die with every team and every game. I mean, I see y'all, you know, with a good play, and I've seen you about to go on the court on a bad call on football and basketball. Yeah. Explain what that's like for the AD to be so emotionally involved with each one of your teams and your kids and your coaches and your administration. It's a juggling act that you guys have to be pretty deft at doing, and young ladies, including Jackie Paquette.
Yeah, I think one, you have to kind of be careful because you have to have or live up to a certain level or standard that everybody expects you to live up to. But on the other hand, you're so invested in the programs and the students. You see the students every day, and you work with the students every day. You're trying to guide them and mentor them and give them the things that they need to be successful. Mm-hmm. And so it becomes more than just a game. It becomes where excuse me, where you have put so much time and effort into each individual, and you want to see them be successful so bad because they want to have that same success. And so, you know, it does become emotional when it gets to that game and you get in that situation where you want them to be just as successful as they want to be because of the time and effort that you've all collectively put into each person.
So to go on with that, to follow that thought just a little more, all that investment did, even with both of you making this day so special for the kids, how do you feel personally? You're not supposed to have favorites, but to see some of the kids that you know have come from situations, worked exceptionally hard through injury, hardship, academics, athletics, how do you feel when you see them get to this point?
Oh, it's absolutely a phenomenal feeling and achievement based on what they've done. You know, and a lot of folks look at, they want to know what you've done, but for us, it's not really about me. I've followed my path and I've done what I've chosen to do. And so it becomes strictly about the student athletes. Somebody asked me yesterday, are the signing days becoming too big? And I told them I don't agree with that thinking because of the energy that these kids have put into it. You have to do everything possible to show them appreciation and love. And then their parents as well, because they've allowed them to participate in these programs. And you want to let them know that they're appreciated as well for sometimes working with you, putting up with you throughout the years, calling them when you need to call them to get on their kids' cases about certain things, or recognizing the great things that they've done throughout the week and the months and throughout the school year. And so you want to give them everything that you possibly can to show them that you love them and that you appreciate their efforts.
Hello, I'm Lynn County Sheriff Walt McNeil with a reminder: the decisions you make now can impact the rest of your life. One bad decision could lead to trouble. Surround yourself with positive people. Being with the wrong crowd can land you behind bars. And don't make yourself a target. Protect your personal identity, like your social security number and banking information. Your future is as bright as you want it to be. Play hard, but work harder. I'm Sheriff Walt McNeil, and I'm all in.
You hear that John hit Mary and cussed at her and was treating her horribly?
I did. I wonder what she did or said to make him do that.
The question should be, why did John do the things he did? There's nothing Mary could have done to cause the abuse. No one deserves to be abused, and no one has the right to abuse. If you or someone you know has taken the basic steps to come out of abuse, but still feels stuck, contact Michael Sue.
Wow. Same question?
As far as the sentiment and how we feel.
Keep speaking up. You're doing good. You're doing great.
Yeah. For me, signing day is a different feeling. Want to piggyback off of Coach again. Of course we're joyous and we're joyful for the ones that are signing, but I honestly have a bit of remorse for the ones that I haven't helped. For me, like I said, I've always put academics up front.
In your family, you had no choice.
Yeah, you had no choice. But I think a lot of times we forget the purpose of athletics, and it's to put the school's academic success on a podium. Right. You get free advertising, free marketing when you go out there and win games. If you win games and you don't have the grades, then you're kind of not really helping anyone. You're not helping yourself. So anytime we have a signing class and I can look over to the right or left and I see kids that should be signing that's not signing, it kind of hurts me because I feel like I haven't touched everybody. Yes, I'm happy for the ones that are signing, but I know that they're going to be okay. The ones that aren't signing, it touches me more because I'm unsure about what their future may hold. So those are the ones I'm concerned about, and then we get right back to work for them.
This is your time to use a brander. What's a brander? Something to promote your brand. Something to put out to recognize the special day of a loved one. Someone who's close to you, their birthday or birthday party. Be able to promote something that you have that's upcoming, an event, an activity, a production. Something that you are doing that you want to brand. Do it here on High School Game of the Week.
We're gonna do it today.
Alright, baby, 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 baby. So you ain't no one gonna take me from my baby. Like I can give my heart and all my time. Gotta keep my love and all your mind. Oh, you got me going so far and deep. I can't control it.
Professional wedding and videography services by Jeff Walker. Call or click now to book your event.
Just right.
Great point and a great segue. We tend on Insights to try to make sure we accentuate the positive. Out of negative situations, positive occurs if you use it right to let people know that this is what happened and let's work so it doesn't happen to you. We had a young man that we covered last year in one of our first games ever, Thomasville High, Cook County. I remember the athletic director / principal. Now, if you think you really got something to do there, try being the principal and the athletic director. Tom Mobley was telling me, have you seen Brandon Doe? I said, no, we don't know anything about it. He said, Doe can go. Doe can go. So Tom Mobley's a real infectious type personality, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever, coach, I hear you. He ran for 289 yards. We had a chance to talk to him. Nobody was talking to him. Nobody was recruiting. He ended up his junior year leading the state of Georgia in rushing with 2,200 yards as a junior. Was in the same breath as a high school running back as an old school Leon Bright, who went to Merritt Island High, went to Florida State, then went to Tampa Bay Bucks and the New York Giants. That type of explosiveness. Before the season started, this particular man was arrested for armed robbery. Was put out of school. And we still spent time, not knowing that he was put out of school, but knowing that he wasn't playing, we were still letting people know about it because of his talent. And a lot of institutions believe in second chances. And we felt like he probably deserved a second chance. Then we found out in December that he had been killed, robbing a store in Atlanta, and got involved in a shootout between the store owner. Both of them shot each other to death, and there was an innocent woman in there who died as well. Sobering. I have not come to grips with it yet. Sobering, because as each one of us try to work with the potential students that we have, we never want that story to happen.
This is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're wrapping up football and bringing you a second season of area high school basketball. We have some outstanding young talent in the Panhandle and South Georgia area. Tune in every Saturday night on prime time 7:30 to 10 on WCTV2, where there will always be some surprise brought to you by Insight. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Insight, INSiiGHTS, insight.com.
And so a lot of times when you hear the coaches speak out, the ADs talk to them, the teachers talk to them, principals, they're trying for not to be faced with a worst case scenario and innocent people losing their lives. So as we go through what we do, that's why you see these young men as athletic directors so emotionally involved with each one that they can see get out and go away to school. Why they have a sense of pride and commitment in them to do that, so that these young men and young women have an opportunity. We cheer them on. Fuss when they don't play well. Don't know what's going on with them. As an old coach and parent and player, fussing about them. You don't know what's going on with them. It's a lot of things sometimes, and it's not all about the game. It's a lot of different emotions they're going through. So when they have these successes, we all feel good to see them do well. We all feel good. And the struggle that some of them have to do it academically. And they work real hard to do it. There's success stories that they have that trump mine when I was on the college level, because they had to get them ready in the high school level to go to college. I always say the best coaches were the high school coaches, because the high school coaches had to take the talent that comes to the school. That's a little different in Florida, because you can transfer and go to a different school. When I went to Thomasville, he said, y'all are crazy. He said, if you don't go to school you slated for in Georgia, you don't like the coach, then you just don't play. You can't go nowhere else. You just SOL. I almost remember the live stream. I almost said something. Almost said it. But I'm gonna get off that. But the negative in it is that this is why they work so hard to do what they do. And they can only be successful with the help of the administration. They always willing to promote. They put personal stuff on the side on the Saturday afternoon to be here to do this, to promote the show. That was actually Coach McGriff's idea. I can't take the credit for it. It was his idea. And we had to postpone it 2 or 3 days to try to get it up. But we're up. And we already figured that next year how we're going to do it even better. You know, academically, Rickards is doing well. Yes. As you look for the future, what do you think the major obstacle would be for Rickards to continue the success that it's had the last few years?
One of the major obstacles is exactly what you alluded to, being able to sustain financially, because as you continue to have more success, you're going to have to continue to grow. And with that growth, that's just the world we live in. You have to be financially ready for the growth. And so one thing that we're trying to do is make sure that we can provide what is required or what's necessary for these young people to participate in these activities. And so, you know, if there are folks out there that are interested in really wanting to get involved, I'm asking you have to put your money where your mouth is, and get involved in trying to, you know, raise money for the school and for the athletic programs that students are a part of. And so that's always going to be a challenge, I think, particularly in the area that we are in on the south side. It's very difficult to get the financial support that's needed. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that the student athletes are the ones that are being affected if you're not giving the support. And it's not the adults in the situation, it's those students. And they are the ones that need our help and need our assistance. And we have to put them at the forefront before we we can't put them on the back burner. They have to be on the forefront. You know, from different alumni or different people around the city, well, you know, we're Redskins and so on and so forth. But it's not about that. It's about school. It's about Rickards. And Rickards as a whole.
Redskins meaning they're upset because the name changed. Yeah.
And I've been hearing
they
that
haven't
for
let
a
that
long
go?
time. Unfortunately, not everyone has.
Okay.
And my philosophy is, it's not about the mascot. It's about the student athletes that are there right now that need our support. And we need to give them everything that we possibly can for them to be successful. And that's what's important. And a lot of times I think that's what's missing nowadays, is that there are personal things that get in the way of not supporting the students that are involved in these different activities. And so that's where the focus needs to be. We need to make sure that it is always on the students and not necessarily about anything else except those students that are trying to better themselves and that are trying to be successful in different ways. Speaking of that, it was almost as if, or not almost as if, but when we talk about the signing day, one thing that we do is we also not only focus on the kids that are signing to participate to play, but we also highlight those students that have done what they're supposed to do academically and have been accepted into colleges and that are going on to the collegiate level or the military. And so, you know, that was another thing that we talked about with regards to those signing days. Let's acknowledge the kids that we have continued to talk to about the importance of their academics. And, you know, that's one of the things that we were really, really proud of as a part of our signing day. Our thing is we want you to be successful with or without football or without sports in general. Use these opportunities to make sure that you are able to continue your education and be successful and then become wonderful members of our society.
Hashtag about the kids.
Yes.
Hashtag about the kids. That's what we've been pushing the last couple of weeks. And I remember about the military kids that we had last year, a kid that we forgot during signing.
Yeah.
And we went back and put him on Insights.
Yeah,
and,
one of my greatest blunders, if you will. One of my greatest blunders.
I didn't say that to point it out as a blunder,
hey, but no,
just in terms of how we work
you
together
know,
with things.
And it's always about how we grow, you know, because we're not perfect either. As athletic directors, as administrators, we're gonna make errors, but how do we bounce back? How do we make corrections from those things, and how do we learn from the mistakes that we make to make it better for the next group? And so that was really important to me this particular year with regards to our signing day. How can I improve the experience for the students? And so I feel that we did we were able to do that this year because we're not perfect, and so we're gonna make mistakes but how do we bounce back from that is what's important.
I agree. And Coach McGriff, there's always a perception that money isn't the issue at Florida High, and I just put it out there, but we know that it is. But people have a different perception. What do you think Florida High has to do to be able to continue the excellence that it's had? Now, one of the things I like about Florida High, which there are many, I love the fact that the kids and athletes run for 12 years. And a coach who implements their program with the middle school kids, by the time they get to you, they ought to know your system, whatever it is, inside and out. And I've seen some of the young talent. It's at Florida High. In fact, your basketball coach said he had the best JV team in the city. He said they playing varsity right now.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, in terms of financial contributions and keeping the program running, Florida High is a bit different. We're not a community-based school. We are in the Southwood community, but we take kids from all of the surrounding counties. It's hard getting them back on campus to come to the game. So that means our gate receipts are smaller. And with smaller gates, that funds every program. So when you have smaller gates, you have to come in about it in a different way. You have to come up with different marketing tactics. You have to find different sponsors. You have to involve more parents. Now, that is the upside of Florida. We have parents that are deeply involved in the program.
And that could be good and bad.
Yes, it can be. But our parents are great. Anytime we need anything, we get the parent support. Financially, Florida High, we make it look like we're well off, but we're not. To tell you the truth, our budgets are probably smaller than a lot of the public schools. But our parents give, donate. We get a lot of participation at our events. Coming as a track coach, track is different. You have 17 different events, and you have to have someone at every event, plus the concessions, plus the gate. So you're looking at one event taking at least 50 parents to run, and we did it every weekend when we had our meets. So having the parents involved gets us to where we need to be financially. Then you have to go about it in a different way with the marketing and sponsorships. What's your target group? What side of town are you going to focus on? For us, it's Southwood. So we go about it in a different way. For me, in terms of labor, if you can raise money through labor and not through just donations, something you touched on that you hit it on the head in terms of being able to develop an athlete from middle school all the way up. Well, I took it one step further last year, and when our wrestling coach did as well, we said, look, we are a K through 12 school. Why are we waiting until middle school to start developing athletes? I started working our elementary kids out with our track program.
My daughter was in 4th grade when she started playing.
Right. So, and those elementary runners that I had, to tell you the truth, I've had about 5 or 6 make all Big Bend before they even reach high school, because they've already had 5 years of running in the same program before they get to us. And then that also raises money for us. I've raised over $4,000 in the last 2 weeks working out elementary kids. So that goes directly into the program. So it's always great to have a group of parents and a group of stakeholders that are deeply involved in everything with the school.
Wow, that's a heck of an answer. Now, one of the things, we're going to wrap up what is going to really actually be a promo into our Insight show that we'll run first and then go directly into it. But as we evolve this, Coach Lewis at Rickards was scheduled to be here when we had it during the week. We had to reschedule it, and he was not going to be available, but he was going to come and appear and offered to even call in. As we develop this, we hope to be able to have more of the coaches here, continue to have people that want to promote their program. And again, this is, we'll feature pretty much the Insight schools, the 7 that we have in the area. If you're interested in us being with you, and we've already been contacted to add another school, next year in the area. We've already added 2 out of Jacksonville for next year. So we're pretty much at our limit for what we want to do with Insights. It has never been our goal to go to every game and perhaps even pick the top game, unless one of our schools is hosting it, because we want people to know the student athletes at Florida High, the student athletes at Godby, the student athletes at Rickards. When you kind of do a hit and miss and all across the map, people don't get a chance to know who those athletes are. And we want them to know them. We want them to feel comfortable with them. We want you to see your athletic directors and see them somewhere and might not know their name and say, that's the AD from Florida High. Hey man, da-da-da-da. Because they will come now, come to -2. We want them to shake their hand and say, I didn't know this about you and that about you. What can I do to help you at your school? What can I do to help the program there? It doesn't matter to me if you help one of the INSiight schools or not, but just help one of the schools, one of the programs. This city, and the reason we started it was because of the talent in the city that nobody knows about. And you don't know it till you look on TV and say, that kid played in Tallahassee. She played in Tallahassee. And you didn't even know they were here. If you knew they were here, you would go to the school. That's incredible. And watch them. We all like to make sure we do our part to top support these young men and young women representing this area, celebrate these and make sure you don't let them down and girls who are about to pass the or the future and encourage them. One of these individuals to be able to return to their communities and be helpful and positive. And we want them to grow up to be good employees, good citizens, good husbands, good wives, good mothers, good fathers. And I'd like to thank these ADs for being with me today. And we're going to attach this to INSiiGHTS signing day. Thank you for being here.
And they're going to sign their letter of intent to continue their education at the college of their choice. So let's get ready, let's get rowdy, and let's bring them out. Bring them out. Number 1, Marcus Riley. Our next guy, Jose Salazar.
County Sheriff Walt McNeil with a reminder: the decisions you make now can impact the rest of your life. One bad decision could lead to trouble. Surround yourself with positive people. Being with the wrong crowd can land you behind bars. And don't make yourself a target. Protect your personal identity, like your social security number and banking information. Your future is as bright as you want it to be. Play hard, but work harder. I'm Sheriff Walt McNeil, and I'm all in.
This is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're wrapping up football and bringing you a second season of area high school basketball. We have some outstanding young talent in the Panhandle and South Georgia area. Tune in every Saturday night on prime time, 7:30 to 10 on WCTV2, where there will always be some surprise brought to you by INSiight. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. INSiight, INSiiGHTS, insiight.com.
At this time, let's bring on our head raider in charge, Principal Mr. Doug Cook.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to stand here because we got audience on both sides. Good morning and welcome to our signing day. This is my sixth signing day, and I want to thank these young men for coming to James S. Rickards High School and doing an excellent job. I want to thank my administration team. I want to thank Coach Lewis and his entire coaching staff, as well as Coach Hankerson. And students, I want to thank you because you guys come here every day. Y'all come here and you work hard to be successful. To our military enlistments, I want to thank you for serving our country. To all of our signees today, I want to thank you. And to those students that are just attending college, I want to thank you because our cheerleaders, you ladies are wonderful as well. But I want to thank everyone at Rickards High School because this is a day that 6 years ago, thinking about the things that I wanted to accomplish as principal with this entire staff, that's making sure that students have an opportunity to further their education and that we provide opportunities for them to be successful. With that being said, we want to go ahead and get this show started. So I'm going to turn it over to our great athletic director, Mr. Hankerson.
All right, first young man, number 9, Yak Boy, K9, Kendrick Kelly.
I took the hard away. Till I put me on the fucking with it. They took my heart away. Hard away. Hard away. Hard away. Jump in it hard away. Jump in it hard away. And it's good with the match. That money gotta have. Used to drink in the ass. Now I keep my legs. Don't let me see this place. I ain't even get the fast. I said it's about a bitch, yeah, what I did. I'm for the next thing, it's about a bitch, me and my kid, yeah. I took the hard away, didn't know how to say it. I was giving that hard away. If I hit the ball play, they took my heart away. But I've been too hard today. Yeah, I was just when you got in the room, look at the soul of the motion. I ain't asked now for nothing, I took the hard away. Tell them for me, y'all come with me, they took my heart away. From my head down, thug holiday. Don't be the hard way. Hard way. First off, I'd like to thank all officers today at PPD. I was living at my mom for being there every week. I thank my people that supported me. The K9 and I was supposed to my education for the university.
Congratulations, Kendrick Kelly. Let's give it up one more time.
That's my dog. Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. I'm a bit on the floor now. I'm on my way, I'm going fast. I'm coming home to get you. I'm on my way, I'm going fast. I'm coming home to get you. $250,000 on the stage. I paid $500,000 for the crew. Then I gave a whole kiss to my man. Take my dog so I know he gon' shoot. Tell my dog who you. Eat him up all that dog food. Now I'm gonna stop being running through. This in the trap, no doubt, dude. I keep calling my phone, but not on the phone. I'm trying to get on. I gotta track this time. Give her the bag and she moving fast and I do not own no more. I put your on the screen for real. She come back like yo-yo. We hit them 3 in a row. I tell her not too far. That my dog for sure. Don't be strapped to the pole. Don't get in that dog. Don't twist in the street.
Javon Peterson.
I want to thank God for everybody, my family, my friends, everybody that been there for me through this whole journey. But I'd like to continue my college at Hudson.
Hankerson Community College. Let's give it up.
Ride with the mob, alhamdulillah. Check you and me, and do your job. Earl is the name, Ben Bowler did the chain. Total for the watch, Prezi plain Jane. Yamagini train, rest in peace to my superior. Hermes, nigga, feed the village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures, causing my hysteria. Mama city on BT and start tearing up. I'm start killing niggas, and you get that track. I ain't taking all the pictures when you risk your life. Uncle used to skin work, selling nicks at night. I was only 8 years old, I can get now. Those are the ones in that bathroom. To his back, daddy don't cut him. Suicidal thoughts brought to me with no victory. He was pitching down the southeast, man, operate. Remember I got off around the internet. She was popping pills like rappers in society. Don't get for the irony. I said, meet you at your keep eyeing me. Ride with the mob, alhamdulillah. Check you and me, and do the job. Earl is the name, Bowler did the chain. 20 for the watch, Prezi plain Jane. Ride with the mob, alhamdulillah. Check you and me, and do the job. Earl is the name, Bowler did the chain. 20 for the watch, Prezi plain Jane.
Hey, let's give it up for Ronte Coward. 45 receptions on the season, 901 yards, 4 touchdowns, career stats, 72 receptions, 1,429 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1,965 all-purpose yards. First team Big Ben, FACA All-Star, Ferrante Coward.
I'm gonna let the Earls play.
I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity, my family, my friends, supporters, and most of all, I miss y'all boys. And I decided to further my education at FAMU.
Oh my God! His career stats: 230 carries, 2,100 yards, 29 touchdowns, 2,560 all-purpose yards. Destin Coates.
Trouble with me. Try to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you love it on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. It's to see the things that they wish on me. Hope I got some brothers that I live with. They gon' tell the story, but it's different. God's plan. God's plan. I hope that sometimes I feel good, sometimes I don't. I feel next time I'm still wrong. Might go down to GOTW. I go hard on Southside G. I make sure that Northside G. And still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah. Hey. She said, do you love?
Hell, man. Hey, man, I'm real though, man. It's just been a long journey for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming up out of Joe Louis, came from nothing, been struggling my whole life, but I just been getting through the struggle, going hard every day, just grinding, just putting in work, man. But first off, I want to thank the coaching staff. I want to thank everybody at Rickards. I want to thank my family, all my people. Oh yeah, Miss Carm, I see you. Miss Bridewell. Everybody, man. I want to thank Miss McDonald. Oh, Mr. Daddy. I want to thank the dudes for letting me throw out the phones when I run to the camera. It's real. But, man, thank all y'all though, man. I love y'all. I decided to go to Georgia State for 4 years and one day go to the NFL. That's how I did.
Hey, did you hear that John hit Mary and cussed at her and was treating her horribly?
I did. I wonder what she did or said to make him do that.
The question should be, why did John do the things he did? There's nothing Mary could have done to cause the abuse. No one deserves to be abused, and no one has the right to abuse. If you or someone you know has taken the basic steps to come out of abuse, but still feels stuck, contact Michael Sue.
We're gonna do it today.
Alright, baby, 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 baby. So you ain't the one gonna pay me for my baby. Like I can give my heart and all my time. Gotta keep my love and all your mind. Oh, you got me going. So far and deep. I can't control it.
Professional wedding and videography services by Jeff Walker. Call or click now to book your event.
Just right for me.
All right, this next young man, we're going to recognize was an early signee to the University of Louisville. Career stats: 198 for 352 passing, 2,950 passing yards, 282 carries, and 1,974 yards. As a receiver, 58 receptions, 1,239 yards, 3,573 all-purpose yards, 47 touchdowns. Marcus Riley.
Walk it like I talk it. 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 Take my shoes and walk a mile, see what you can't do. Big talks of the town, big boy gang moves. I like to walk around with my chain loose. She just bought a new, but got the same moves. I'm a dope scientist. That's my sauce when you find it. That's my sauce when you look at the vibe. Adding up chips on minus. Get your respect in diamonds. I bought a blind Jane, roll a dick, bought the vein. I think my back got scoliosis cause I swerved the lane. Heard you signed your life for that brand new chain. Think it came with strikes, but you ain't split with the game. Walk it like I talk it, walk it like I
Thank God. Thank you for the ability that I have. I also like to thank Mr. Cook for letting me attend Rickards High School because he couldn't let me in school. Lewis for putting me on the field. Yeah.
Y'all know your man a few words, but he does a lot when it's time to perform.
Very important. But we end with one theme after every victory we have. Everybody repeat after me. Where's my life? Where's my life? Where's my life? Where's my life? We are one nation. We are one nation. We are one nation. We are one nation. Who shall feel? Who shall feel? Who shall feel? Who shall feel? No one I feel. No one I feel. No one I feel. No one I feel. We beat the best. We beat the best. We beat the best. We beat the best. We shall not fall. We shall not fall. We cannot fall. We cannot fall. We will not fall. We will not fall. Fire up! Fire up! Fire up! Fire up! What word? What word? What word? What word? What word? Hey guys, thank y'all.
Coach, talk a little bit about what this day means to you and the Rickards, and that this day didn't just come today. It's been years in the making.
Man, you know, these guys that's going to school now, we knew it was going to come. You know what I mean? It's about them putting in the good work, the right amount of work, so they can be successful. To be honest with you, man, we're losing a lot of great football talent. Probably better men also. You know what I mean? So you won't find 5 or 6 guys that's as humble as these guys we have right now that just leaving. So it's going to be hard to replace them. These days are not just for the football player, but for the whole community of Rickards to see that you can leave Rickards and go on. It's not a burial site. It's a chance to flourish. I mean, talk about guys fanning the flame. You know what I mean, trying to making sure everybody able to push each other to higher limits. And so that's what it's about right now. It's a great day. I look forward to these days. I'm kind of emotional every day it comes. So don't say a whole lot, but it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to welcome everybody. I'm Mark Feely. I'm the athletic director. It was important for us to start right at 11:15 so the media, they have all kinds of places to go today, and we want to be respectful of them so we can get that's why we want to take a really good picture first. We like those good pictures, the media does too. So with that being said, we did this on purpose during lunch so the kids would not miss class. They'll be coming down here to congratulate the kids. We might even be finished with the signing by then, but everything kind of moves out into the cake and congratulations and pictures over by the wall with our backdrop. So with that being said, I'll leave it to Coach Jan. Thank y'all for coming.
Like Coach Feely said, we are going to try to start on time to help everybody out with getting to the other schools today. However, once we do finish the signing in here, we can hang out until lunch is over around 11:55 and take as many pictures as you guys would like and go from there. Very, very excited today. I'm excited for these guys. I'm excited for our current players to see what happens when you put in the work and the effort and the discipline and the academics and the character, and when you do all those things, what can happen to your future. So it's real awesome to see these guys walking in here right now because they're looking at 3 great examples of what it takes to become a college athlete. It's a very small percentage of high school athletes get to move on and play college athletics. It's around 1% of all high school athletes get to move on and play on the college level. So it takes a very special person that holds very special characteristics, as I mentioned. I'm talking more in general terms today. I'm not going to talk about each individual because they all have something in common, which is why they are signing today. Whether it was their accountability at practice every day, their leadership. I think a huge thing with all 3 of these guys may have been they were physical and tough football players. I mean, they stood out as how strong they were. Their academics are all solid. All right, their character, no discipline referrals. These guys, you don't see them in the dean's office, right? So they all approach their life and high school sports with the same thing, which is why they're all going to sign on this piece of paper today and allow them to go play in college. As everybody knows, we had a very difficult year this year, and these 3 guys, along with others that hopefully will get some opportunities after this, really stood strong. They didn't fight coming to practice. They didn't have bad attitudes at practice. They worked hard till the very end, and now they're being rewarded for sticking with the process, not giving up when things get tough like so many people do in so many aspects of their life. But these guys showed that they can overcome a lot of adversity, which is going to help them now when they go to their respective colleges. Warner, Grambling, and UWF are receiving 3 guys that I'd put my name behind in a heartbeat because I know they're going to work as hard as they can for those universities, both on and off the field, and couldn't be prouder of these 3 guys. At this point, I'm going to give an opportunity for each player to say a thanks and talk briefly, and then we'll get the signing done, and we'll take some pictures, and there's some light refreshments out there, and we'll go from there. So Jeff, if you'd like to start.
I want to thank my family for supporting me for every decision I made. I want to thank the coaches for taking the time out of days to help make me a better player than what I am. thank Coach Ray, Coach Jan specifically for counting on me in a lot of plays and a lot of things outside of football, showing me it's not just football. It's about becoming a man for your and taking responsibility for your own actions you take.
I'd like this opportunity to thank everybody for coming out here today. Special thanks to my coaches and teammates for having my back and fight through this season, even though it was pretty rough. But we fought through it, and I'm proud of everyone that stuck through it. Special thanks to my family and friends. Y'all always had my back, and I really appreciate that, and always kept me in the right direction.
Last, the quiet one was Bruce Graham.
First off, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to play at the next level. I want to thank all my parents, my supporters who stuck with me along the way. I want to give a special shout out to Coach Ray for always being in my corner, helping me out. I want to appreciate all my teammates out there, love y'all boys. And, I'll be furthering my athletic and academic career at Grambling State University.
Without further ado, we'll sign those sheets of paper and make it official. Go ahead, guys. Once again, guys, thank you so much for coming. They'll stay here and take a few pictures for anybody that wants to do that. We can move out. There's some light refreshments, and we can take more pictures outside. We have, in the old gym here, we have a backdrop, a Leon backdrop, that we can take some pictures standing up as well. So parents, families, media, friends, we appreciate you, and that'll conclude that portion of the signing.
I'm Jeffrey Perry. Appreciate that. Leon High School. I signed with Warner University.
Okay. Tell us what it is that made you want to go to Warner.
The school, like the teachers, they help you with your schoolwork. It's just not all the way by yourself. The teachers and your partner help you do your schoolwork every second you need it.
Okay. I know it's a little difficult for you this year, but what made you persevere like this? I mean, your senior leaderships are the ones who really everybody follows when they don't really have the heart. It's you the ones who kind of get it going. The coaches can't do it. It's in-house.
You gotta want it. It's the ability to be able to want it. You gotta want it from deep inside. You gotta stay focused, have that tunnel vision, and do it from within your heart. And stay focused and positive about it.
Okay. Thank you very much, and the best of luck to you.
Exactly.
And, congratulations. Tell me a little bit, as a former coach, I know that I always had to lean on my upperclassmen. How did you feel your upperclassmen ahead of you helped prepare you for what you had to do in terms of being a leader?
Well, I've been lucky. The upperclassmen I've had have always been real leaders and shown me the way, been stepping up, taking it like the responsibility upon themselves to run the team and just prepare for the next level. Do that.
One of the things that has to happen is that the players inside the team is their team. So you have to kind of get out there. You guys know more about what's going on than us coaches know. So you have to get out there and work hard. So did you take extra time to talk to some of the underclassmen and show them like some of the others showed you about the Leon tradition?
Yes, sir. I definitely try to keep the tradition in my heart the entire time. I had a couple upperclassmen when I was a freshman taking under their wing, and I tried to do the same.
Okay. We wish you the best of luck at West Florida, and again, congratulations. SWAC, headed to the SWAC.
Yes, sir.
At Grambling State University.
Yes, sir.
What was it about Grambling that attracted you?
I mean, they saw it in me from the beginning. They gave me my first opportunity. And, you know, I love the atmosphere there, and I love what the coach had in store for me. I love it.
They were one of your first offers was from Grambling?
My first offer.
And so you held a certain loyalty to them?
Yes, sir. They showed loyalty to me, so I had to turn the same thing. Yes, sir.
Oh, you're going to an excellent program. They rolling pretty good over there in the SWAC.
A winning program. They really waited on my decision, too. They're a winning program.
So what position they want you to play?
Slot/running back. So the same thing I've been doing here, basically.
They'll have you returning kicks and punts?
Punt return, kick return, yes, sir.
Okay, what is it you're going to study?
Business.
Okay. We wish you the best of luck, and congratulations as Leon High tradition continues. Make sure y'all come back and support y'all boys.
I got you.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
This is INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're wrapping up football and bringing you a second season of area high school basketball. We have some outstanding young talent in the Panhandle and South Georgia area. Tune in every Saturday night on prime time, 7:30 to 10 on WCTV2, where there will always be some surprise brought to you by INSiight. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. INSiight, INSiiGHTS, insight.com.
I'm going to Auburn State because I feel like it's a good place to be, and I love the coaching staff after my visit. So I'll be going up.
Whatever school I chose.
And what do you think about your time here at Thomasville, the success of the program, how that's kind of played a part in helping you?
Well, we've been through a lot. My freshman year, I had a concussion, so I didn't play very much. Then, like they say, 10th grade, we went 1-9. That wasn't very fun. That was a new year. We were all starters. At 9th grade, we didn't play at all. Until 11th grade, we went 5-5. I mean, pretty average year. Then 12th grade, 12-1, 13-1. I mean, you can't really get better than that besides state championship, but we didn't make it. But
you had kind of you had kind of a breakout season this year too. So I guess what's it like to kind of have that and then be able to go to Jacksonville?
I really feel like that was great because I feel like that laid the foundation to the coaches in Jacksonville for what I can do and I can always improve.
It's a wonderful opportunity for Trey to go get a great first-class education and play the sport that he loves. So he's just excited to see him have this chance to do both.
I'm excited for him. Not only he gets the experience to play athletics, but the school is a wonderful place. The classroom size is awesome for him. It's kind of similar to what he's experienced in high school with 25 students or less. And so I think it's a perfect fit for my son.
I mean, here in Thomasville, we're a top school, but to everybody else, we're not a top school. And like for me to go up there and go to the University of West Georgia, that's big. Because West Georgia had 3 stars and 4 stars there. And, like little me, I don't have no star, but still, I had the ability to go to West Georgia and be able to commit there. So I'm kind of happy about it.
And what is it, I guess, about that program's success that kind of sold you on going there?
It's just when I went on the visit, they showed us the highlights and stuff, and like how they play is like exactly how we play down here in the South. They play hard, mud dog football, and like the same concept they ran, we ran that too. So when I went there, I felt like I was home there. But same here, I'm doing it there. So
talk to me a little bit about your senior year, your performance, and your team's performance.
My senior year went way better than I really thought it was gonna be. Cause I mean, like we went from 1-9 to 5-5 to going 12-0. That was perfect. I mean, we haven't did that since 1988. So for me to be able to be on that team, it felt really good.
My name is Sam Jones. I graduated from North Carolina Central University, and I played 12 years with the Boston Celtics, played on 10 championship teams. But if you want to know about sport, I want to encourage all of you to listen to INSiight and listen to Mickey Clayton, what a job he does, and you're going to like his program. Thank you much.
1, 2, talk and talk.
because when they play them in basketball, they have some great players.
Be successful. Everything that you know now. That role piece is something.
Means a lot to me. I came a long way, and this was a dream come true for me. This has been a dream come true for me, and I'm just blessed. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to make my family proud, my friends proud, and my coaches proud. And I know I came a long way, and I've seen the progress, and it means a lot.
And talk to me a little bit about your story, kind of. I know your coach mentioned it a little bit, but going to kind of tell us about it.
It's my story. I've always loved the game of football, but about 6 months ago, I almost did walk away from the game, but lack of inspiration. But I just got that lick back for the game, that love for the game, and that passion. And I came back senior year, and we went far. And I'm just glad that we had the success that we had as a team.
Do you think that played a role in how successful you guys were? Is that you all were very passionate about
Yes,
it?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We came from 1-9 to 5-5 to 12-1. A lot of guys our age would be discouraged, but we were brothers since we were young and just came up together, and that played a huge role in our success.
It's awesome. I mean, we told our assistants, and I got to give my hats off to them first. That a lot of the work behind the scenes is with the assistants taking these kids to camps and reaching out to college coaches, and it is important for us. We try and work on that whole aspect of the child. Trying to get them to grow up and go back. And we always talk about don't get stuck in Thomasville. Be here because you want to be here. Go off and do something great, and then bring that back and be a contributing member of society. So now they have that opportunity, and I've told all of them, it's kind of jokingly, but really it's not. As if you don't you dare come back here without a piece of paper in your hand. You've got to go off and get a degree. Don't come back here. You go to some adversity, and it does make you proud. This is our Super Bowl. You get those kids off, and you'd like to win the state title, and that's awesome. But I think it's that catch-22 that if you win a state title but don't have any opportunity for kids to go on anywhere, then you really weren't successful. If you don't win any games, but then every kid signs a college scholarship, then you're doing something wrong because you got good players. So I'm really proud of the boys. They've done a good job academically. I mean, that's one of those things that nowadays, especially with all the APRs and all the different things that college coaches have to look for, if you don't take care of it in the classroom, they're not going to you can't fudge grades. You can't fudge a test score. So all 5 of these young men, including Charlie being number 6, fully academically qualified, and we'll have still a couple more. This isn't it. We had 20 seniors graduate. We're 6 out of 20 right now, and if we can get up to that 10 mark and get half of our class an opportunity to go somewhere, I'd be pretty happy. And I think our young kids have done a really good job as the recruiting process picked up. Charlie was kind of our mothership that you had every who's who of college coaches coming through the office. And they saw that, but the reason they could do that was Charlie has a 3.6 GPA and a great test score, and he's ready to go, and he's a good player. So we do have a couple young guys that are really good on the field, and I've had them meet with college coaches coming through that say, look, son, we like you, but we've got to get this GPA up. I can't touch you without it. So you've seen that transition into their schoolwork, and again, we just got to make sure that it stays, it's not just a flash in the pan that they're good for a month. We got to keep it good, but you should always be able to look back to those guys that are successful, the ones that just signed up today. And then we also have kind of the other end, is you have some seniors that aren't quite academically qualified yet. They aren't quite there, and we're saying, okay, do you want to be like so-and-so, or do you want to be like so-and-so? And you've got 2 good examples in front of you that this is where we're trying to get to. You still have some stragglers, and you always will, but this is what our ultimate goal is. I hope it'll spell great things for them in the future. And I think that they could be able to look back at this 3-year span and say, we did something awesome. We'll always come back and be a part of this. I hope it'll help them out. But yeah, I take all of them back right now. There's no doubt. But we got to keep going and hopefully reach some success for next year, and they'll be a part of it.
Academic Student of the Week Award is sponsored by the Woodard Foundation from Miami, Florida. The school selects the high school student with the highest grade point average along with their community service involvement and leadership. The Woodard Foundation is proud to be a part of the recognition given to these outstanding high school students who exemplify what Dr. Woodard stood for.
Welcome everybody to National Signing Day 2018. Mr. Cole, our principal, is going to do a brief introduction and then we'll get started.
No.
Good afternoon. I use the term as good as it gets over when I do speeches over the last few years. And we think about where we are at this point. We have 20 young men to my immediate right. And for me today, as a school administrator, and I know the coaching staff feels the same way, our wonderful AD feels the same way, that today is as good as it gets. Please give these guys a big round. They have many more miles to walk, many more classes to go through, many more practices to attend, but I am so proud of these young men. My name is Desmond Cole. I am the principal of Godby High School, and I want to bring you welcome today. Hopefully everybody has an amazing time today.
All right, our first signee is going to be Big Richard Summers.
Mr. Rocky Hanna, former principal and former football player at Leon High. How's it feel to return back to the field and be able to see your team up at the moment?
Brings back a lot of memories, good and bad. I played on this field when I played for Leon 35 years ago. I coached on this field. I coached at Godby High School for 4 years. I was a defensive coordinator and coached at Lincoln High School. So I have a lot of memories over my 28 years with our school system right here at Gene Cox Stadium. And makes you feel young again. It is good, and it's good to see the Lions doing well so far tonight.
Absolutely. And what words of encouragement or what words of advice would you give student athletes who are on the field?
Well, you hit the nail on the head when you said student athlete. They have to be a student first. They have to get it done in the classroom, or none of this can happen. But we always encourage kids when I was at Leon to participate and get involved in something, whether it was athletics or in the arts, the band, the marching band, or the cheerleaders here tonight. To get involved. You only get one shot at going to high school and being a high school kid, so you want to make the most of those 4 years.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and enjoy the game.
Thank you for having me.
I just thank my parents, for all the support that y'all been giving me, for just pushing me each and every day, standing on me for my grades. I really thank y'all for that. I truly love y'all. I want to thank my teammates, coaches, for just all the support, pushing me every day, just making these 4 years. My coach Lane, I see you back there in the cut. Coach Fierce, I see you, thank you. I want to thank all the administrators and just thank Godby High School for just, making this great experience for me being at the school. I'm always have love for y'all. Thank you.
The next signers will be Jaquez Davis and Nitravius Barkley.
want to say a huge thank you to Coach McKay for helping me out, get out of Tallahassee. I want to thank all my other coaches, teachers, and mentors for helping me throughout the way through the years. And here I am, stay right now. First of all, I want to thank God. I like to thank my coaching staff, my fellow teammates. I really like to thank Coach McKay, and Coach Green. That's all.
Next is going to be Jerry Ray and today's Walker. With Wasabi Range. So we're excited that this large group is going together because they're going so far. You know, cougars that stick together tend to be more successful. So first will be today's Walker signing.
say what an honor it is to be here. I started my career right here at Godby High School 30 years ago. And I have some fond memories of my time with Coach Ford, Coach Davis, back in the day, I guess you would say. Today's payday for all the hard work and all the blood, sweat, and tears you left on in the weight room and on the field and on the mats during the off season. Today, all that pays off with a college education. I know your parents and your family are very proud. I'd like to thank your principal, Mr. Cole, Coach Fuller, as a tribute to you and your leadership. How about a round of applause for your head football coach? And, you know, for you younger student athletes, this is it. This is the end game right here. But I said the first word is student. Without grades, without your test scores, none of this is going to happen for you. So you have to take care of business in the classroom before you take care of business on the field. Alright, so you have to set your priorities. I know there's a lot of proud parents here. You didn't come here to listen to this old guy talk. You came here to celebrate with these fine young men. So God bless you and congratulations.
Alright, and first up to sign will be Marco Rollins.
First off, I would like to thank everybody who supported me on this long, rough journey. And today I will be starting my new next career at Independence Community College. First off, I would like to thank God. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me throughout this wild ride. And I promise I'm going to make you all proud. I love you all.
We're going to Kansas, so Kansas sent them nice warm hats. And next up for Alcorn State, we've got Beto Aguirre and Tyrone Patrick. These guys, we had Jalen Key signed to UAB. And we had Jaquez Dunmore signed to Troy in Alabama. We also had Trey Lang signed to USF, but he's sick today. Early, Delshawn Bradwell, he's already in college and probably in class right now. So we're proud of him too. I just want to say that, today these kids have worked so tirelessly. I've been blessed to know them all 4 of their years, and those who have transferred their time as well. A lot of them have gone through a really hard road. They're telling you that they've gone through a lot, and they honestly mean it. I know they don't want to share their stories, but for them to be up here and signing a college scholarship means the world. It makes me want to cry, and I'm not going to cry in front of all of you, but I'm so proud of them. It's a great opportunity, and the only reason I say opportunity is because there are many days between this day and the first day you step on the college campus. So make sure that you take those temptations with stride, and you know the big picture and the future that you have ahead of you. My football class, or just any athletic class, 2019. Okay, my 2019, you kids are out there, yes? Okay. This is the goal. This is what you're striving for next year. So please take a look at these kids if you want to be up here. Your success starts in the classroom. None of these kids can sign a college scholarship without the academic success first. I know the superintendent alluded to that, but I can't tell you how important it is.
Save me from a baby. Like I can give my heart and all my time. Gotta keep my love and all your mind. Oh, you got me going so far and deep. I can't control it.
Professional wedding and videography services by Jeff Walker. Call or click now to book your event.
Just right for me.
We're gonna try it one more time. We got the press here in full force. We gotta let them know what this means. True fam. Welcome to our signing day celebration for the 2017 season, going into 2018 for the kids behind me. Today we'll be recognizing 6 of our players, our seniors. In a couple of days we'll probably be coming right back here again for 3 more. This football season was interesting. We had a bunch of seniors that had gone through losing seasons, maybe 3. We had coaches that had gone through the same. We had a program that was down and defeated. These guys on stage today are a testament that you can come back from the dead.
First off, I want to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't be here right now. I want to thank my mom for putting up with me. I want to thank my family, because they put up with me too. I want to thank my coaches for the fun. Coach Earl, all my boys. I want to thank all y'all. I want to give a special thanks to my daddy, because without him, I probably wouldn't be playing football this day. Rest in peace, Pops. I want to thank Coach Brown for giving me the opportunity to play for well. Go Warriors.
First I want to thank God. Can't do nothing without God. I want to thank my family, my coaches, especially I want to thank my best friend, Lord, my friends, Cyrus, I want to get to all my friends. Y'all can't do nothing without y'all. Y'all want things, my healing and y'all with us. So this for y'all. Go Warriors.
All right, Rattler, let's go.
First off, I'd like to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't even be here, honestly. Second off, I'd like to thank my family, all my friends, class of 2018. Mr. Block, Dr. Gavin. Also, I just want to thank my Coach Jones. Without him, honestly, he kept me driving, he kept me pushing, knowing that I could get to a goal where I'm at today. But with all of that being said, let's go strike 18.
Give me the opportunity to play the game I love. Also, shout out to 2018. Also, I'd like to
also want to thank the administration and my coaches. And all classmates. Y'all really supported me. Appreciate that. Those words.
First, I want to start by thanking God. Without Him, all things, I want to thank my family, my beautiful mother, my uncle, for keeping me up. I want to thank all y'all for coming out, supporting me, for all the people that did. I like to thank my team, because without y'all, I wouldn't be here. To my coaches, I thank y'all very much. Y'all pushed me, even after I got hurt. I want to thank my sister up there, to kid, keep my head, help with my grades. Those parties.
How everybody doing? For the guys who signed, if I can give you guys any words, enjoy the moment. Trust me, enjoy the moment. Throughout college, you guys will meet so many people. You and me have so many friends. You'll go through so much. Enjoy that moment and depend on the people that you always depend on through high school. That's your parents, that's your mother, father, cousins, and definitely the good book. Trust me. I was fortunate enough to sign to a school, come out of high school, and I enjoyed every moment. I enjoyed college. And for the kids who did not sign, the seniors that did not sign, the road is not over. The road is not over. Don't give up because you did not sign today, or because you didn't go to a big school, or because you did not go to the school that you always dreamed about going to when you was a kid. So continue to work hard, never give up on yourself, and continue to love and lean on the people that you always lean on. So that's it. Y'all enjoy yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, FAMU DRS. FAMU DRS. You are that shining star. That as bright as the morning star that sits in the valley adjacent to the highest of 7 hills. We are here today a special occasion. Please give these colleagues of yours, these peers of yours, another round of applause. To our parents, to our special parents, we want you to know that we are thankful that you entrusted us with your students. We are attempting and endeavoring to do our very best to educate them and to provide opportunities for them so that not only they can get scholarships in sports, but they can get academic scholarships in college. We want to give them the skills and abilities so that nothing is going to stop them. There is nothing that can stop a FAMU DRS baby rally. We want to thank you. We want you to enjoy what you witnessed today, but we want you to put it deep in your heart. When we talk about spirit, when we talk about achievement, it's got to be intrinsically embedded in your heart, You got to want it to achieve it. Yes. We want you to know we can't want it for you. As much as we love you, we can't give it to you. If you want it and you put forth the hard work, it will be there for you. Thank you, baby rap.
All right, that concludes our signing day ceremony. I've been informed that we're in summer period right now.
This is your time to use a brander. What's a brander? Something to promote your brand. Something to put out to recognize the special day of a loved one. Someone who's close to you, their birthday or birthday party. Be able to promote something that you have that's upcoming, an event, an activity, a production. Something that you are doing that you want to brand. Do it here on High School Game of the Week.
We have 3 wonderful athletes starting today. Before I go any further, I want to first make sure that they acknowledge our Wilmore administration, Dr. Stacy Chambers, Earl, Mrs. Hankerson, and Mrs. We have 3 wonderful athletes on the stage, Cal Prager, Taylor Holland, and Will Haywood. All 3 of these athletes have been varsity athletes for at least 3 years and have contributed in multiple sports at Florida High School. Before I go any further, I want to give Coach Higgins, Cal Prager's head football coach for the last 3 years, a chance to speak about it.
Good afternoon. This is always an exciting time for us every time here we get to this point when we really get a chance to recognize all the hard work for all these student athletes and all the time that they put in their commitment to excellence. And this is certainly another outstanding group that we've had. Before we acknowledge these gentlemen up here on stage on the football side of it, we certainly have a great group of seniors that I know next week we'll probably have an opportunity to sign about 5 more. So just want to make sure you acknowledge those guys and all the hard work they put in because the outstanding effort and such a team sport like we have is always great. So we've got a great group of seniors led by these young up here today, and we have another outstanding group next week that we should sign as well. So Kyle's been a 3-year start for us. A tight end and a running back both throughout his career, and has just done a tremendous job in every aspect that he's done. He's been an outstanding ball snapper for us as well, and he's been an awesome chance to continue his education at Jacksonville University. During Kyle's time, over the last 3 years, he's been very instrumental in leading our team to 3 regional finals, a couple of region championships, and this past year, his senior year, to another Final Four for our football program. So we're extremely excited about Kyle and everything that he's done and all the stuff that he has ahead of him, and we certainly are excited about the opportunity that he has down the road to be at Jacksonville University. Also, we got a Kyle that represent us this year in the North-South All-Star Game as we continue a 11-year tradition of sending players and athletes to play in that big All-Star Game. Kyle represented us very well down there this year down in the Villages. Will has also been a 3-year starter for us since his sophomore year. Done a good job over the last couple of years as a receiver, and this year absolutely took his game to a good level and setting a school record in receptions, 50 receptions as a senior, and becoming the Tallahassee Quarterback Club Receiver of the Year. He as well has been extremely instrumental in leading our team to 3 regional finals, 2 region championships, and a Final Four appearance as a senior. He's getting a chance to further his education at Kennesaw State University, where he's going to have a wonderful chance to go play for a national title. I believe that we're a couple games away this year, getting ready to play for him. So Will has the privilege of playing before the Georgia All-Star Game. He's also an outstanding wrestler. We'll have a chance to go back and compete for a state championship in wrestling here in just a few short weeks. Our program has been on the map. These guys have been extremely instrumental along with our other seniors, becoming one of the best teams in the state of Florida. So Will and Kyle, we want to congratulate you on an excellent day. We're excited about your opportunity to go and play college football next level. Will Hager and Kyle Prager.
I have the unique opportunity to introduce Taylor Holland. She has been on the varsity soccer team for the past 4 years, where she has started as goalie and made all Each of our student athletes has been a student before they have been an athlete. Each one of them has asked a faculty representative to come down and represent them in a manner that truly represents how special they were to them. Being here for the signing day ceremony means a lot to not only the teacher, but the student athlete. Ms. Axel is representing Kyle Prater. Ms. Taylor is representing Earl. And Ms. Russell is representing Will Hayden.
I have Coach Hickman with me.
Yes, sir.
Coach, tell us about the significance of this day for Florida High.
Well, this is one of the most exciting days of the year always because, you know, for us, we get to watch these kids grow up so much. And even at our school, we've watched these guys grow up since they were middle schoolers or elementary. And so to see the hard work pay off, to see the reward of all the time that they've spent to get a chance to go further their career in college is super exciting. So this is one of my favorite days of the whole year. So we're excited for Will and Kyle and for the opportunities they have.
And I understand you had some more young men that you took to visit college.
Yeah, we do. We like I said, we only had 8 seniors this year, so we'll have probably 5 more. We'll have 7 of the 8 seniors signed within the next 2 weeks. So we just got back from a 4-day, 7-school trip in which all of our young men got some offers and opportunities we were going to wait till after signing day to figure out, so we don't rush the process. But yeah, we're going to have 4 or 5 more next week, so that'll be 7 out of 8 seniors is pretty good.
Coach, for a person or individual like you, from Florida High, growing up and having, you know, your dad and all of that, kind of go a little deeper with that because it's in your blood. I mean,
it is.
You do stuff for Florida High that you probably wouldn't do anywhere else because it's a part of who you are.
It is. It's very much a part of who I am and who I grew up, and it's a family. You know, I mean, we really literally get to watch these kids grow up from the time that they're either in elementary school or middle school and high school. So yeah, we're willing to put kids in the van and take money out of our own pocket and really do everything we can to help these kids at this school. And I think our success rate's been pretty good. When we send kids off to college, they have a tremendous career. So yeah, this is huge for me. Like I said, this is one of the exciting days of the year for me, and to watch these kids grow up to be men is exciting.
I had my dad work for me.
Yep.
And tell me a little bit about what that is for you when your dad would come and I didn't see him as much on the sideline this year. I've seen him in the past.
Oh, he was there. He was there. Yeah, I grew up on the sidelines watching him, and now it's fun for him to get on the other side watching me. And so, you know, look, I'll still pick his brain a little bit here and there, and he'll still throw in some advice for us here and there. So this has been a family, you know, and I get to walk out there and his name's on the stadium. You know, this is fun for me every day to come to work. And they say you're happy whenever you go to work. You don't feel like it's work. And so this is an awesome place to be.
Coach, I thank you for talking.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Coach,
thank you guys very much. Thank you.
That thing about your dad, see, I've been there.
Yes, sir.
And that's just a whole different feeling to share that with him.
It is. Yeah, it is. And now
enjoy.
To watch him coach me, and then now we're on the other side of it. It's fun.
Now the negative on it is my dad's not here anymore. So enjoy every single minute that you have.
We do.
And from Coach Clayton, when you see your dad again, just give him a hug.
I will. I'll see him soon. So.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach. Yes, sir.
afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm gonna make this very quick. A few moments, few words. First of all, I want to thank the superintendent for being here. I want to thank Mr. Cole, thank Ms. Jackie, our county AD, Mr. Bell. But I need every parent, every mother, every grandmother, every grandfather, dad to stand up there and represent these kids. But this is something we go on tour when we're on, and it's very special. I think sometimes the kids take this stuff for granted. This moment is not just the 4 years in high school. And I need every one of you football players to stand up and tell your parents thank you. No, we're gonna do it together. On the count of three, loud and proud. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Have a seat. Thank y'all. Listen, as the superintendent alluded to it, that his coaching career started here. My dream was not to be a coach at all. My dream was to be one of these kids, and I was one of those kids not long ago. And I want every one of you students here to realize, you know, in passing time, we think that this stuff is, these grown-ups, y'all take us for granted. The most important thing into this journey for us kids that come from broken homes are y'all teachers, and I thank y'all. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of a teacher. Before they get to be principals and deans, they were teachers. And teachers change lives. And some of you players alluded to it. A teacher changed my life. A coach changed my life. So when I retired from football, it's a natural progression for professional athletes that we go in a deep darkness, almost like depression, because we can't do what we love no more. And I went back to football, and it saved me again. So today, for you young men, this game don't just change lives, it saves lives. But the most important thing, I wouldn't be able to stand up here if I had not listened to a teacher, did my schoolwork, listened to my mother as we struggle. It's gonna be a struggle to go away from home for the first time. It's a culture shock. Some of y'all are going to a state that I know is free because I went to Minnesota as a player. But parents, don't let them come back. This is the opportunity of a lifetime that you just don't get. These are not given out. We figured what we figured up is $1.8 million worth of education is sitting up here. It's all for free. It's all for free. So the greatest gift is not just playing the game, it's what you can get out the game. And every one of you students in this auditorium, you don't have to be an athlete to be successful. There's some very successful people standing up here and they ain't playing down on football in the professional or in college. But what they did, they took great pride in their education. And for y'all student athletes, that's what y'all done for 4 years. Because like Ms. McKay just said, you wouldn't be up here without doing your work. I want to thank all my coaches. You know, we've been here for only 12 months. And there's nothing against the coaching staff from last year. There's only one kid that signed last year. No matter where you're going at, you got to take pride in where you come from before you get there. And I want every kid in this auditorium that's sitting there, if you're in the 12th grade or 9th grade, challenge yourself. If Coach Fuller from the south side of Tallahassee, went to Rickards High School, graduated from Florida State, if he did it, I can do it. We just got to listen. God gave us 1 mouth, 2 ears. Listen twice as much as you talk. It'll take you a long way in life. Hey, I love y'all, man. I want everybody, administrators, Ms. Jackie, Ms. Gunner Jackie, this wouldn't be possible without this lady back there standing in the background. She has every one of those scholarships. All of them got to go up. She takes care of the football team. Come on around here, Ms. Jackson. Let everybody see who you are. So for all the long hours, for the little pay that we get as coaches, this is the greatest moment of the year today. We love y'all, man. Take the little nuggets that we gave y'all and take the big diamonds that y'all parents have instilled in y'all and it'll take you a long way in life. Coaches, I love y'all, man. We love Godby. We love the school system. Hey, for all y'all sitting out there, it's great things ahead. God bless you.
From Insights. Visit our website at insiights.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent the independent thoughts and representation.
Talk.